We're almost halfway through the Premier League season, and with Christmas on the way, we decided it's time to start reviewing the first half of the 2019-20 season. So today we're going to give you our surprise Stars 11, consisting of Premier League players who have done much better than we expected. In goal is Nick Pope. When Nick Pope burst onto the scene a couple of years ago, he was amazing. He was so good, he went to the 2018 World Cup in Russia. But injury ruined last season for him, and it kind of became a case of out of sight, out of mind. But this season he's back as Burnley's number one, jumping ahead of Joe Hart while Tom Heaton has gone to Aston Villa. And Pope has proven that he isn't just a flash in the pan, playing an important role in a strong start to the season for Burnley, who are just as solid as ever at the back. In defence we've got Fikayo Tomori. The first Chelsea youngster in this team, Fikayo Tomori narrowly missed out on promotion last season with Derby County, but he's made it in the top flight anyway, getting a golden chance at Chelsea. Had it not been for the Blues' early season woes at the back, he probably wouldn't have got a chance. But Tomori has come in and impressed, performing brilliantly in his first season in the Premier League, made even more impressive by the fact he's playing for one of the division's top teams. Next up is CAGLAR SOYUNCU. When Leicester sold Harry Maguire, all looked lost for the Foxes. They didn't sign a replacement, which looked like a massive mistake. But little did we know they already had his replacement in their ranks. After a difficult first year, Soyuncu has came into the Leicester defence this season and been one of the best defenders in the league so far. He's powerful yet composed, giving Leicester a similar presence at the back to what they had with Maguire. His form will likely attract attention from bigger clubs, but Soyuncu is certainly part of something special at Leicester and must stick around as he continues to grow as a footballer. Our third centre-back is Kieran Clark. He started the season nowhere near the Newcastle first team, but ever since he came into the side against Manchester United, Kieran Clark has been the immovable object. He's even been a threat at the other end of the pitch, scoring 2 key goals in back-to-back wins against West Ham and Bournemouth. But in defence he's been a rock, a solid figure who puts his body on the line every time he steps onto the pitch. Newcastle have got a plethora of great centre-back options, so it's a testament to his form that he's been able to keep his place in Steve Bruce's starting 11 in recent weeks. On the right of midfield is ADAMA TRAORE. We're going with a 3-5-2 formation here, and ADAMA TRAORE has the lovely job of roaming up and down the right flank. ADAMA is another player who endured a tough time last season, struggling to justify his price tag at Molineux. However, he's been much better in a Wolves shirt this time out, including a goal in a historic away victory at Manchester City earlier in the campaign. ADAMA's end product seems to be getting better and better, a far cry from his Middlesbrough or Aston Villa days. He's still far from the finished article, but his rapid improvement is certainly a surprise. In the middle we've got John McGinn. When Aston Villa were promoted, all the talk was about Jack Grealish returning to the Premier League. However, little John McGinn has swept in from under the radar and stole all the headlines with some sensational performances at the heart of midfield. The former Hibernian lad has been a revelation since joining Aston Villa in 2018, and he's been unfazed by the step up in quality. If anything, he's thriving. The Scot has even been getting on the score sheet, leading to rumours of a £50 million move to Manchester United. Next up is John Lundstram. If you're playing fantasy football, then you know all about John Lundstram. I feel like everyone playing the game has him in their team. He's cheap, listed as a defender despite playing in midfield, they keep clean sheets, and he scores goals, making him one of the most lucrative fantasy football players ever. Lundstram epitomises everything right about Sheffield United this season, who have enjoyed a breathtaking return at the top flight of English football. He works hard, he's industrious, he's strong in possession, and he busts a gut to get in the box, resulting in him scoring some key goals for Chris Wilder's side. He's alongside John FLECK. Our third and final centre midfielder is another Sheffield United player, as John FLECK has been equally as impressive at Bramall Lane. When you look at how the midfielder plays, it's baffling how 1. He hasn't played in the Premier League until this season, and 2. He only has 2 caps for his native Scotland. In fact, that's 2 Scots we have in this midfield. Maybe the Tartan Army are on the way up. England might have to watch out Euro 2020, if the Scots qualify of course. But FLECK has been a wizard for the Blades, also chipping in with key goals just like Lundstram. I can't believe he spent most of his career in League One. I remember signing him no matter who I was on Football Manager a few years back. Him and Marlon King, but the less said about him the better. On the left we've got Mason Mount. Okay, so this is the first time we're having to shoehorn a player into the team, as Mason Mount predominantly plays in the centre of midfield. However, we had to get him in the team, and he has played on the left of a front three in the past, so he'll be fine. But regardless of his position, Mason Mount has been really impressive for Frank Lampard's side, having done well the year prior with Derby. In the Premier League, Mount has looked classy, starting the season brilliantly with some big goals, something he's done throughout his career. His form earned him an England call-up, and he'll likely go to Euro 2020 as well. Not bad for his first ever Premier League campaign. Up front is TEEMU PUKKI. When Norwich won promotion to the Premier League, the big question was who was going to score the goals to keep them there. Or more specifically, was TEEMU PUKKI capable of scoring the goals? Well, after finding the net on the opening night against Liverpool, PUKKI quickly relieved the pressure and proved that he was the real deal, going on to net a hat-trick the week after against Newcastle. PUKKI has been lethal in front of goal, with that horrendous spell at Celtic now in the distant past. The finish forward has been ice cool, and Norwich's biggest hope of staying in the top flight. And finally we've got Tammy Abraham. Chelsea's transfer ban meant a big name couldn't come in to help Frank Lampard out, but luckily Tammy Abraham was on standby to ease any worries. The striker has been prolific in the Championship for Bristol City and Aston Villa, but struggled during his last spell in the Premier League, a despondent figure up top for Swansea. But with the Chelsea number 9 on his back, Abraham has come of age at Stamford Bridge. He's one of the top scorers in the Premier League, scoring a variety of different goals which any good striker should do. Abraham is the main man up front for Chelsea, just like greats in the past such as Didier Drogba. And it's all thanks to that pesky transfer ban. So that's our Premier League Surprise Stars 11 so far. Let us know yours in the comments below. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.